and love, peace and love to you all, to you all. Peace and health to everyone, to everyone. Peace and love to you all, to you all. Peace and health to everyone, everyone. When there's hope for love in life, and the sun is feeling warm, and you know that you have tried, and you weathered all the storms, there's one thing, baby, you might need to know. There are times when all of us just have to let it go. Peace and love to you all, to you all. Peace and health, everyone, everyone. The problems seem so big, and you're feeling all so small. No need for worrying now, that won't help at all. And maybe one thing you might need to know, there are times when all of us just have to let it go. Peace and love to you all, to you all. Peace and health to everyone, everyone. Be glad with who you are and feel good with what you know. And you can only make it better when you take the time to grow. I said, peace and love to you all, to you all. Peace and health to everyone, everyone.
All right. That was great. And speaking of storms, Don, sometimes we're in the middle of a storm and we might be able to, from afar, see our ship come in. The title of this is My Ship Amid the Storm. On today's journey to the edge of the dock, as I anticipate the arrival of my ship, the rain from the storm beats down on my soul with the raging evil lashing like a whip. The pure silver of raindrops meets with my eyes as I seek to understand. The grayness of the skies touches the solitude of my heart, feeling the grasp of life's clutching hands. I tremble from the cold, as does a rose, unsophisticated in its first bloom, captivated by the emptiness, imprisoned by the darkness, awaiting only the light of the moon. As the eve grows near, it becomes eminently clear the bitter thoughts of disappointment transpose. With wounded spirit, the whirlwinds of heaven descend upon my soul. Blinded for a while, yet when I look again, the sound of beauty emanates from the sky, lifting my spirits gracefully as an eagle spreads her wings to fly. Behold, in the distance, a flickering light, fragmented by the raging sea, bouncing about on the waves of hope, diminishing my fears and anxieties. The intensity of the storm begins to subside. Flashes of contentment sweep over me. Skies are still gray as I turn away. I no longer fear the tempest, the sea. The hours are short. My faith is strong. I continue to persevere. It is only now that I'm spent with despair comes the revelation that my ship is near.
Call station 10. Rodriguez, call station 10.
Switch the ship myself. This is called Ship, S-H-I-P. What's this on it? They need to push off on the rising heat waves, quit their earthbound walks for mystic trails of starlit clouds, to quest for holy grails that wait beyond the rudders of the meek. In little volumes, travelers take their secret comforts to the little ship, whose sails are filled with heat of whispered dreams, of tales of mates who went before, the saints whose seed is ballast in the belly of their listing ship of dreams. In secret coves, they twist the mainsail round the mast. They sing about the secret loves they've known. They shout in dangerous siren voice of places where now only tiny ships of angels dare. Okay, ship poem?
I don't have any ship poems,
Shipless.
so we're ship out of luck. So, there I stood before you, clad in gossamer garments of innocence and trust, face polished and decorated with the sparkly stuff of love. And there you stood before me, embers of your rage banked and hidden behind your smiles. I saw your lips part and leaned eagerly toward you to receive kisses that licked me with tongues of flame. Frail fabric of dreams scorched beyond repair fell from me in wispy ashes, leaving me in nakedness. You pulled open your pack containing the filthy rags and tawdry baubles of those who had gone before me, clothing me in your memories. Then you put your arms around me and held me like a grudge.
The drums got me thinking more along the lines of music earlier. And as you know, we were somewhat involved in several undertakings of that at a time. So I wrote this poem. It's entitled Requiem for Mr. Jones, Blues in the Morning. Hello, she said, and the piano-like rhythm takes flight in a small room where he sits alone. A scratchy voice begins to rattle, the old Negro singer upon the waves. His game is still the same, old man time in a small wooden box. He goes on listening to the dusty 45, which pops and resonates, the needle tracing lines of time. Dissonant chords drifting, listlessly moving back to the pictures on the walls, hanging in conversational comfort. Echoes of a photograph not quite so old, cherished oddly in disarray, no particular reason to be found. Then the vibrations tiring, pull away from his grip, a rolling diminutive, recalling that voice, which answered fondly to trivial, clumsy flattery. Patiently keep the vigil until he hears her hello.
Now for something totally different. What's that noise? Hark, hark. What's that noise? Down on the corner, I hear the boys. the tempting siren call of the dealer, the corner drugstore all-purpose healer with promises of big money and $100 heirs. Maybe a Benz, what's up with that? Let's make it a pair. But for now, just do some lookout, and when the man shows his face, just give us a sign and we're gone without a trace. Stay awake and learn the ropes. It won't be much longer. You'll be down with the crew and have your own corner. And when the times are high and the good times roll, we'll love you like family. So give it up and pass the blow. But if you get busted, not a word through your lips shall pass, or we'll sneak in the night and bust a cap in your ass.
And even more different. Speaking of differences, this is a poem I did for some children who came to a poetry reading venue of mine, and we were focusing on the different cultures.
Robert, start over again.
Thanks a lot.
Start over again. They didn't catch you. Just go start all over again.
Okay.
Esau, you ready?
Okay. Speaking of differences, this is a poem that I did for some children who came to a poetry venue and representing different cultures, just as we are here today. The title is Colors. Colors are beautiful, aren't they? Waving over from a rainbow after a storm, leaping out of a painting by Picasso, staring from the wardrobe of fall as the trees drape themselves for the changing of the leaves, the many colorful facets of a flower garden in bloom, colors that can pour out their beauty standing alone, become ecstatic when gathered in a mass. Children of color are beautiful, aren't they? Each in his own array of life circumstances, as he grabs for the stars to tuck them away in his own little hidden box of treasures to be safe, as he dreams of a perfect world where he has hidden powers to extract all the love and attention he needs from mom and dad, friends and neighbors, and strangers, as he soars with the freedom of birds, seeing only the beauty of nature and the spaciousness of this universe, which is his for the asking. Each with a burning need to gather with the mass and become children at play in a schoolyard, at a church, in a neighborhood. Can we let the curtain fall upon the past? It's time. Let the children shine in a household, in a town, in a city, in a state, in a nation, in a world of colors.
Right. Oh, you set me up so good. I tell you.
I knew that, Garth.
No, I wasn't talking about that.
Oh.
No, you set me up. Colors season.
It's a family
It's
show.
a family show. We'll make it work.
All right, you can do it.
You can't stand up.
All right, this is called Lux Mundi, which means light of the world. Marveling at the ghost of a leaf at the end of her reach, does the tree remember a release, an escape? Words don't fail so much as something connective like tissue. Nothing could ease the dull ache in her ribs, vanished the ghost at the end of her reach, like the sucking fall, like the slow running of winter and the secret promise of spring.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Yeah, right. With those words of comfort, she would tuck me in, kiss me, leave me alone there in the dark to ponder the possibility of death sneaking in on me while I snoozed. I would lie in my trundle bed, bug-eyed, defying sleep and a greedy lord who wanted to take my 5-year-old soul. So I thought I had death all figured out. It was something out there just waiting to get you. Kind of like a rock lying in ambush for your roller skate, or that thing you see in the corner of your eye that when you turn your head isn't there. But I was wrong. Death is not out there, it is in here. The egg, the sperm, and death all get together at conception. We're born with it, it grows right along with us. It is as indivisible from us as who we are. We live in character and honey, we generally die in character. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to die, still pissed off at the Lord for taking my soul.
Amen. Character. Something I'm usually quite trapped in. I have a tendency to look upon myself as being a player on a stage waiting for a cue. And unfortunately, I have that irresistible urge. When I hear that cue, I always have to utter my line. We had a couple of poems here read that sort of talked, or rather, Light of the World somewhat spoke of partings. And of course, meetings of new people are always pleasurable. But between the parting and the meeting, we often have an interlude. And this is the title of this poem, Interlude. All the lonely men sigh and swear at those who fear to tread on silken shadows of feral smoke under hat brims and neon lights. Who knows the stranger to my right with veiled smile of bitterness? He stares through me, within me. Where do such probing eyes go? What is it you seek of me? Some aspect of myself, a shard of memory near forgot? I remember a lost long day, a carnival of song, a time of summer, roses, and wine, if it were up to remembrance, of days that were truly winter, of wine that tasted of bourbon. There were no flowers, but the songs were played. Two children in the night, essence of star and moon, brought forth in a glimmering glint a reflection in mobile waters. Reflection, stand beside me. You barrel of a shadow, I see your laughter in my face. I see the ruddiness of my ears. Trace this element of myself, this child of thought. Silently try to forget the rain in December. A silent street at 3 a.m., paved with glittering diamonds, curbed with weary lust, and the echo of my steps.
Love, love, it's a habit, it's a habit. Love, love, it's a habit. See those eyelids slowly close? Hear that sniffling snotty nose? See that head slowly bob? Another junkie on the nod. Emotions shattered, nerves on end. See that junkie rock and bend? Hear them cry out, take me back. They got tears instead of tracks. Love, it's a habit, it's a habit. Love, it's a habit, it's a habit. It's a habit. Keep coming round without shame. Keep on mumbling same old name. Paralyzed, no, they can't move like an old record stuck in a groove. Please, please, please. Oh, baby, baby, baby. I promise I'll do right if you'll take me back tonight. It's a habit. Love, love. It's a habit. Sweating nervous, they can't eat. Nah, they're so hyped, don't wanna sleep. Hook so bad, it's their only thrill. Hook so bad, it makes them ill. Hopelessly distracted on the job. All they do is cry and sob. Sneak into rooms to be alone. leaving messages on your phone. Please, please, please. Baby, 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 I promise I'll do right if you'll take me back tonight. Nobody seems to get enough. I've known some who like it rough. And when it seems they've got it kicked, they come back for another hit because, you know, love, it's a habit. It's a habit. It's a habit. It's a habit. It's a habit.
All right, Don. Okay. Love is something else, too. This is, so far, my only love poem. All right. I'm working on that, Garth. Okay. It's entitled Engraved Heart. You can tell it's from the past. Etched in my heart forever, the memories could never fade of a love so full, so vibrant, so visible, so natural, as the sun at dawn, piercing silently, embracing nature with its warmth. In the twilight of my life, I gasp, a new awakening, my inner self, wrapped in the mystery of this love, soul against soul, heart to heart, speechless. We journeyed aimlessly, caught in the rapture, devoured by the bitter, sweet joy of this moment. A moment untainted by questions, revealing only the nakedness of our mere existence. Awakening meets with the fading of a dream. I stare, I grieve, I hunger, I seek.
Nice stuff. Well, so we're talking dance cards and love and what have you.
No, just love.
Just love. Just love. Well, I'm going to stretch it to dance cards now. Talk about that old wise lover, King Solomon.
Oh.
And
Wise lover. A lover who is wise.
he certainly had a full dance card. He had 80 queens, 80 concubines, and virgins without number. I should be so lucky. Well, that brings us to the next poem. This is a set. Yeah, exactly. Only for so long. This is a set of sonnets about but one of those virgins, and it's called His Virgin's Lament. Inside my unkept vineyards, black, where shone the sun, where good smells leaked from tender buds and figs, among my lilies, you alone sucked honeycomb and pomegranate blood. You climbed my hills of myrrh and frankincense to drink my wine from springs no longer shut away. You left a salty trail of spent straw mushrooms. Only you, my king, could hunt my garden. Water mosses where you slept stayed dry, and when you walked away at dawn, they cooled the barefoot imprints where you stepped. Tread softly through my garden, walking on to vineyards green. With cedar close me from your view. Now count 80, 81. And this is Solomon's reply. With winter barely past, I drank the rules. Hello. Solomon's reply. With winter barely past, I drank the rain in pools outside your wall. Between your trees I smelled the spice I dare not taste by day. I longed for moss to sink beneath my knees. My vineyards are well kept and even rows of green. No foxes snap the tender grapes as buds. No wild spices scent my groves of pears. No bird songs boasts of stolen dates or figs. I want not liquor, gold, nor heaps of wheat. For 80 queens, fine roses do I keep. But walking through my garden, I must wear my boots. No matter how my feet might burn for moss, I must to proper shoes return.
This is one I wrote for, it's kind of about two things, about my favorite Louisiana watering hole, but it's also written for a friend of mine, a good friend who died 2 or 3 years ago. I miss him. It's called Stopping at Mr. Crow's. Damn, Johnny, when you gonna paint this place? Peeling door groans open, releasing cold darkness to dissipate into Louisiana mid-August glare. Gasp of tobacco, beer, sweat, aquavelva hits the nose like an old man's breath. Pupils expand to accommodate Stygian gloom. I spot my old outlaw buddy, Rudolph. Sashaying back to his corner, heist my butt onto one of the rusty chrome thrones, wince at tender thigh flesh pinched in cracked red vinyl. Oh, man, look at Rudolph. He looks all old, smaller, speaks real soft and polite. I wait for him to commence our customary banter where he describes in rich, lascivious detail what he'd like to do to me, but he doesn't do that. Johnny, bring Jolie Blanc her usual. Lifts his bottle. To old times, little girl. I kiss Grace double cheek. A bon ton, cher ami. Budweiser slides frigid, crisp down my throat, pushing back tears that seem to have gotten stuck there.
Cross that happy one off.
I was going to do something, but I think I am going to rethink that. And on that happy note, I return to the Mexican desert.
Better set that one up.
A while back, I had the
Fortune.
good luck to have someone think it was wise enough a career move to send me to Mexico, and where I promptly got broke and lost. And I sort of drafted this poem to have, well, regardless of what your ethnic background is, when you're stuck in a foreign country, and I do mean stuck, whether you're Indian in England, an Algerian in France, or a Mexican in America, you probably or an Irishman in Belfast, you'd probably understand something about this poem. It's entitled Exile. Music drifts slowly through the thick, humid air, still and lazy in the sun of the afternoon, where the damp wall of stones keeps the borrowed Oso Negro from flying home to Juan and Dolores, who lay in restless limbs, as my sweat makes rivers passing through the parched canyons of my ankles. Castles by the waves, white innocence on the shore where I stand watching for a forgotten beacon, the fiery globe diving beneath the waves, the effervescent glow summoned with the tide, a heaving of the stirring wind that shatters any preclusion of thought. There are stars in the sky as I lie upon the shore, so still the night where I shall sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna indulge myself a little bit here.
Go right ahead.
Please. And ramble for a while. This one is entitled Writing is Still Fighting, and for folks that don't know what can happen to you sometimes when you speak your mind or write your mind, you can still get hit in the head if somebody doesn't agree with what you have to say.
That's true.
It does happen, okay? And this is Writing is Still Fighting. I feel punch drunk, like my brain has hit the back of my skull just one too many times. I'm on wobbly knees and trying to bob and weave my way out of danger. It's all instinct because I have been relieved of my senses. My body is on auto, waiting for my brain to catch up, always. And though I can see it's all fuzzy and out of focus, I saw the first blow coming, and I even raised my left arm to protect my head from a crushing right-handed, looping, wildly out-of-control hook that started way out in Hollywood. Yeah, for an old union-busting McCartneyist, that Ronald Reagan, he could bang. He even managed to do it on a training table of vegetables, which was mostly ketchup. Eat up, boys and girls. I hear he sparred with the air traffic controllers and threw them out of the ring systematically, flat on their butts, mostly because he was the prez and he needed to flex those executive muscles just a little. Yeah, then he knocked out the dangerous commie friends of Fidel, sparring partners from Grenada. They never knew what hit them. Dead goats were everywhere. And if that wasn't enough, he decided it was time to go to work on those crybabies who challenged the validity of voodoo, neo-hoodoo economics. It worked. I know I got trickled on. His opponents shrunk, much like their wages. And when they weren't able to see a decent paying job in any direction, it was because their jobs were literally going south. Yeah, right along with the illegally raised funds from the sale of those arms from the U.S. to Iran, you know, so we could afford that nasty little war by proxy in El Salvador. It was a bad case of denial. No one has seen nothing. Nope, not Stan, and definitely not Ollie. Ron claims he knew nothing about it. I claim he never did know nothing about nothing. And training camp, man, it sure was expensive. I still haven't gotten over that SNL deal. Man, I hear some folks met the Sandman on that one. He says the fight game, who says the fight game doesn't need more regulation? I saw some folks in Columbus, Ohio in the early 80s battling in line, trying to get to their dough and hollering about going to take on the press and the laissez-faire free market. What was that? Easy money buddies who were starting to take it on the chin with a bunch of junk. You know, stocks that were sold by shadowy palookas with management teams so deep you never knew who was really calling the shots or owned the place. For these fast-talking, cold-calling, greasy palm, business school, educated pugs. Whew. And some folks are worried about alphabet soup about alphabet soup boxing divisions, the IBF, the WBA, the WBC. Man, they got nothing on cauliflower-eared cartoon characters like the CIA, FBI, AFT, and non-regulated SNLs, not to mention pirates like the BCCI. As one elegant expert so eloquently stated, it should be held in a pig pen and sponsored by the WWF. Then in 1988, I got hit and saw 1,000 points of light. And while I was on one knee trying to raise myself off the canvas, I got waylaid by Operation Just Because. Just because Noriega was making too much money off the totally corrupt CIA-led cocaine, Panama drug pipeline, and he wouldn't cooperate. Like the good old boy we thought we had paid for. Well, accusations of questionable character are always tossed about like weak left jabs in the boxing world. Eventually, it all took its toll because now there's the Supreme Court and some guy from Georgia and a bunch of angry white males who are going to take back the country as if they lost the title in the first place. They're talking about a rematch with voting rights, equal economic opportunity via affirmative action, and a bunch of other civil rights-related advances. Well, I got a firm grip on my mouthpiece. I'm coming out of the corner with my both dukes up, and I'm looking to go the distance, hoping to get a favorable decision. Even though I know 4 of the judges are bought and paid for, I got one prediction: pain. Pain for everybody involved, because writing is fighting.
Follow Don.
We planned it that way.
I'm sure you
Any
did.
more character, we'd sell them to Disney.
I know, right? We still might do that. All right. Probably along the same line here. Want you to guess, who am I? The title of this is Who Am I?
Hold on. Tell Lisa, let's go ahead and break for a minute. Change folks on the camera. We'll shoot the last segment right quick.
Okay. It's about 20 after. Something like that. Have we got?
About 25,
25 after? Y'all want to go in and stretch right quick, and then we'll go in and do it. Please. Por favor. It's a good hair day. It's just. So yeah, you'll have to hold on to it. Pull your cable. Put your cable. Isaac, run your cable forward. Pull that cable way over. That'll help. Ready when they are. You can start playing now. Yeah. 21, Jump Street. They call me 1:40 in the AM. Yeah, Captain Fuller, 21, jump. Sure did. Jump cross big water. Jump way cross Apple streets. Bounce down land of the giant no shoulders. 21, not 19. 21, bearded, unfeared, but feared. Maybe Scotty or my favorite Martian won't ever beam me up, though up I was, am, not beamed, but baked to a turn, fried to a crisp and flaky light, melt in your mouth, sweet but not too, with a hint of lemon, a pinch of cinnamon, wafting up, smoking like the herbs, like the cloud created at the end of the falls, rainbowed like the smokes dropped to mark the pickup sites, hot LZs, many OZs when I was 21. They called me old man, Doc, mostly green, but old man for those who knew me best. Because of the beard and being unafeared, y'all listened then and you listen now. Never knew why, not necessary. Guess old man then, 21, jumped way across time squared to you now, and I'm still old man to you on this swing of the pendulum. But if you ain't riding the pendulum while it swings, all else is kind of moot. No, yes. We know, see, we know, see, we. They call me 21 Jump Street and Asim, Dakota, Cherokee, and Isaac sleep. Cheyenne resting out of ICU with Cindy and Monique and Ikena nowhere in sight. It's 2:10 in the AM. Do you know where your kids are? Hello? Earth calling? Beam me up. All praise be to Yah.
Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. And no, I ain't talking about the song. It's one of those mean things kids say to make themselves seem strong and you seem weak. When you felt bad about being black and you were light, bright, and damn near white, shine on, shine on, shine on. Which was kind of funny because the white kids would ask, how can you be so happy when your hair's so nappy? So where do I fit in? And the games weren't always fun when you consider and remember how we used to choose sides. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a nigger by his toe. If he should holler, let him go. To where? To a world that said, if you're white, you're all right. If you're brown, stick around. And if you're black, jump back. Whew, trips to the zoo. Now that could be enlightening too. Yeah, the animal kingdom was intimate with your family. Seeing how you look like the chimps, the apes, big black gorillas. jungle bunnies, coons, and porch monkeys. And it was then that I found I was a great outdoorsman. I would turn up in a wood pile or a melon patch when I wasn't hanging from a tree. It was amazing how some other folks knew so much about me. But being small, no, it didn't mean I had to be small-minded. And because others said things that were ugly, didn't mean I had to act ugly also. And knowing that I couldn't change how I felt about myself, good day, sunshine, good day, sunshine, good day, sunshine.
Who am I? Blackness is my thing, but not viewed that way by my fellow man. Born in the ghetto of Jackson, Mississippi, unable to escape the oppression scene. My mother was a maid, my father an alcoholic, my house infested with roaches. All black schools, thank God. Teachers teaching pride and self-esteem. Segregated neighborhoods, all black friends. Brothers on the corners striving for nothing. Welfare mothers having babies, staying home, drinking moonshine, having fun. Policemen coming round arresting my people. For what? For drunk? For just walking the streets? For anything. Neighbors say, she won't finish school. She'll get pregnant. That's the rule. Too many kids dropping out of school. Mom says, go to school. Learn all you can. Defy the rule. Marry a good man. Raise your kids the best you can. Don't ever have roaches. Don't depend on a man or anyone. Always be the best you can. Don't live in the ghetto. Mom says, I'll pay, you fight. Get out of the ghetto. Mom died, but I got out. Who am I? They call me Oreo.
Julian Reno,
Start on me. I'll get to you. I'll get to you later. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Well, we've certainly gotten solemn in this this segment here. We're it's kind of nice to hear people talking about abandoning the benefits or detriments of race and talking about the stability of heritage, and I think that's really where we're headed here. But this poem has nothing to do with that. Absolutely. Would you like my new wardrobe change? Yep. Okay. Yeah. This is called Silent Love. Be silent for a while. Don't you fill my empty spaces with your dreams? I miss the quiet before you came. I wish you'd leave. I haven't time to find the will to live with you. All day your secrets spill from lips too full of idle talk. What bliss I'd know in living with a mute. The tryst I'd find with someone dumb. The time you kill could be my own. Don't call me hard or call me crude or cruel. Don't call. Just climb the walls, explore your navel, twiddle thumbs or read a book. No, don't. Your head's too full. I need some time alone. You just take your history away. I liked you more in mystery.
I don't usually title ones, but this one I've titled, stupid title. That's why you Conversation conjugation. I talk, you talk, he, she, and it talks, we talk, y'all talk, they talk. Words fill the air, swarms of words, buzzing angry bees, fluttering rustles of doves' wings, chainsaws ripping through walls, adorning highways, covering mountains of paper, gobbling gallons of ink, ooze from the pores of jonesing word junkies who babble on in a Babylon of desperation to be heard, read, understood, because somewhere in this torrent of verbal excrement is the great I, you, he, she, it, or they. Words of every hue, pretty pink, torrid red, quiet blue, sulphurous yellow, icy black, shit brown, swirling in a Pied Piper's cloak, concealing nothing, revealing less. Bumper car words careen about in circles on a perpetual collision course. Silence is a hole which must be crammed with conversational landfill. I stand in the vortex of my personal windstorm. I can see your lips moving, but I'm afraid you'll have to scream louder. I can't hear you over me.
Segway.
And now for something completely different. Going back to, before we took our little turn there, back to stability of heritage. One of the things that I didn't actually have to participate in, but yet I get to draw the experience from, is that heritage of itinerant labor through South Texas and the rest of America, where people don't want to pick their own crops. Or, not to be too hard on them, there's simply not enough hands. But my mother did do that type of labor, as did most of her family, working on various farms in South Texas. And though I have not actually done that labor myself, I do know what it is, and I've done other types of labor that are somewhat similar to it. But we won't get into that. But this is about the fields, and this poem is entitled Autumn Road. The red moon wastes, inhaling the indigo sky. Twilight checks its pace, clutching greedily the day. Yet onward through the fields, gnarled brown limbs bend, searching for the cool of the wind, walking past the fruits of the field.